Hey guys, Jennifer Page with J Page Designs. A new 72 by 48. Here I'm just showing you how I prep the back so that paint doesn't pool all in the middle and create a big mess. Basically, I just take cardboard from other canvases that have been shipped to me and support them back there with tape and some of those puppy pads and stuff. Next here, all Sherwin-Williams to go, organic green. It's my first color. Holiday turquoise. 2 quarts of each of these guys. 1 quart of paint, 1 quart of Floetrol. In the navies, that navy blue color. Exuberant pink, I love this. I got these jars all from the dollar store. And this is just a white that I mixed with a blue that I had. So it's just kind of a custom blue to create like a sky look. So for each of those canisters of paint that you saw, I think I put in about 12 drops of silicone. Just trying to ensure that I get a lot of cells on this. My client is really wanting it to look sort of like an abstract garden. So I'm going to layer all the paints down like 3/4 of the bottom, maybe 2/3 really. Anyway, and then I'm going to swipe it with that custom light blue that's kind of supposed to be like a sky blue. So I end up fast forwarding through a lot of this. You're not going to have to watch me pour the whole thing, but pretty basic. Just lay the colors down randomly so that they get, you know, a lot of balance, you know, with all the colors spread out. Didn't have my helpers on this one. I actually have to wake my son up here in about 45 minutes to get him to help me with the swiping because I couldn't do it by myself. It's way too big. So now I'm just laying down that green color. And you see it's just kind of more of the same, just trying to make sure that I get them all mixed in together really well. After I get all the colors down, I kind of come back with my hands or a brush or something and fill in some of the tiny, you know, like canvas white spaces that are still showing. So here you see I kind of fast forward through the rest of the green and then the turquoise in the navy, and I'm just going back now with some of the pink and trying to figure out where I need more of what colors. I don't really want any one color to be dominant, have the same amount of paint on each of them, so I'm just trying to get them all down and make sure that that they're balanced and that not one is going to overpower another one. Here I'm just kind of taking my fingers, you can see, and filling in some of the spots where I can see that the canvas is showing. I really don't know for sure once I swiped if it would matter or not where those tiny spots were, but I don't know. I just wanted to make sure they were covered up. And it was kind of cool. I noticed like as I put my finger in and was filling in those holes that the cells would already start to pop up. Kind of thought maybe someday I'm just going to lay paint down and just use my hands and see what we get, but today wasn't that day. Since this one's being paid for, I figured I better do it the way she wanted it. If I were you, I'd probably fast forward through here. This is just a lot of tedious work making sure that the sides are covered and all the little holes on the canvas have paint over them and all that good stuff. Trying to decide when this one is done if I should do a gloss finish or a matte finish. I really can't decide, and the client doesn't have a strong feeling either way. So if you guys have opinions on it, I'd love for you to drop them in the comment section and let me know. Currently this one is drying. It's been drying for I guess 2 weeks now. I've got another 2 weeks before I seal it. So yeah, if you have an opinion or some thoughts on that, I'd love to hear it. All right, looks like I got all those holes covered up, and here we go with our swipe color. Like I said before, this is not a pre-made color. This is one that I just made from some blue that I had and some white from the Sherwin-Williams Color to Go. I'm noticing now that I'm looking at it on the canvas, it dried a lot darker than that. Interesting. I think I like that color better. I still like how it looks dried, but I think that light blue right there is so pretty. So I don't put any of that in the bottom colors just because it gets drug through when you swipe. So I just leave it all up here at the top, making sure it's going all the way up to the colors. And then here in a minute, you will see my helper arrive and we will start swiping. Now on this one, I swipe with a paper towel where I wet the edges. I think I'm gonna be over in the corner. You're not gonna be able to see me doing it, but basically I just use a small squirt bottle and I dampen the edges, not to where they are like dripping, but just slightly damp, just enough to where when it lays on the paint, it kind of grabs it. So nothing super fancy or anything, just paper towels. Here I am just trying to loosen the paint up a little bit and see if I can get it to run off the edges. It ended up not really moving much anyway, which ended up being fine because when I swiped, paint came off pretty good anyway. So here's this paper towel. I just got them off Amazon, I think, just cheap brown paper towel. Just cut it up to where it's long enough to reach across and then start spraying. There you go. There it is. So here I hand it off to my son. I'm showing him where to lay it down. And I don't make you watch all of this. I cut some of it out. I think I do maybe the first one or two, and then I bring you back in at the end. Just lay it down at the top and make sure it's not pushed down hard onto your swipe color, but just adhering to it. That's why you get it wet. And then I drag pretty slowly. I think this is sped up, I don't know, 2 or 4 times the actual speed. And you can see I just start rolling it up. And then when I get to the end, I hope you can tell from this distance, but I kind of let it just kind of fall off the edge. And it really is kind of cool. It just brings those cells right over and gives a really cool looking edge to the piece. Just let the weight of the paper towel and the paint on it just drag off. All right, here I am. I think we're down to the last swipe and a half, and we're almost finished. So I really like swipes. I think they're beautiful and fairly simple to do. Kind of hard to mess them up. So here we go with that last paper towel down the side, and then after that I come in and kind of touch up the edges and all, but that's about it. So you do see me get the torch out here and kind of swipe over it. Honestly, it took so long to do all the swipes that all the cells had really kind of already popped out. I didn't really need the torch, so I ended up going over it, but it didn't really make much of a difference. There's a lot of cells already. All right, and here we come in for a close-up. I just loved how this turned out, just how all the colors are kind of mingled in between each other, and look at those edges. I love how the edges turned out when you just let that paper towel drag off the side. So pretty. You got some really pretty variations of colors and cells within cells, and it's going to be a bear to clean. I'm not kidding. Getting all the silicone off before I seal it, but I don't know, it's worth it to me. So thank you guys for joining me. So here are the dried results. I wanted to get some close-ups for you because it seems like no matter how many pictures I take, you can't really see the detail of the cells in this one. So just wanted you to see that. And then again, here are those cool edges that I just love that you get from letting that paper towel just kind of drag off the end. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments about how I should finish it, please. Matte or glossy? Thanks.